Brad couldn't be here tonight due to family obligations, so he asked me to read his response for him. Okay, he starts by saying, "Hey, Brittany, heard you just became single. Welcome to the club."
Today, William and Kate get roasted by Brad Pitt via Margot Robbie. The Queen comes home, and Harry and Meghan take their talents to South Beach.
They showed up at the swanky One Hotel in Miami for a private investor summit.
Speculation about the couple possibly being paid for their appearance has mounted.
This is now them very much doing things their way.
Welcome to the Royal Report. I'm your host, Sharon Carpenter. With me today, my adorable sidekick, Max, aka the Count of Cuteness. Max, catch. There you go. Some cheese for you. Such a good boy. Now, this is our first show back after a 2-month hiatus, and well, 2020 has gotten off to a fairly rocky start for the Crown. First, Harry and Meghan's stunning step back nearly broke the internet. Then on Monday, we learned the Queen's oldest grandson, Peter Phillips, and his wife, Autumn, have separated after 12 years of marriage. But it's not all been bad news, thankfully. We do have a royal wedding to look forward to. Yep, last Friday, Buckingham Palace announced that Princess Beatrice and Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi will be married on May 29th at the Chapel Royal in St. James's Palace. History buffs may remember the Chapel Royal is also where Queen Victoria married Prince Albert way back in 1840. And the BAFTAs were fun. Yeah, they were held on February 2nd at the historic Royal Albert Hall, which incidentally was named for the aforementioned Prince Albert. And William and Kate had a front row seat for Margot Robbie's reading of Brad Pitt's acceptance speech. Here's a highlight.
Oh, and he says that he is going to name this Harry because he is really excited about bringing it back to the States with him. His words, not mine. Thanks.
Nice one, Brad. Now, for all you royal watchers who thought Harry and Meghan would be lying low in Canada for a while, think again. Late last week, reports surfaced that the Duke and Duchess had attended a private JP Morgan event in Miami this past Thursday evening. Sources confirmed Harry gave a speech that touched on the loss of his mother and his decision to leave the royal family. Meghan also spoke about her love for her husband. More on that a little later. On Tuesday, the Queen's winter break officially came to an end just 2 days before ours. How about that for timing? Her Majesty was spotted at the King's Lynn train station in Norfolk as she began her trip back to London. Traditionally, the Queen stays at her Sandringham estate through February 6th. That's the date her father, George VI, passed away in 1952, which, of course, was also the day she became the new monarch. That same day, we saw Charles and William appear alongside their wives at the Defence Medical Rehabilitation Centre in Leicestershire. During their visit, they toured several therapy areas, including the gym, where William tested his skills at wheelchair basketball. Take a look. That clip was posted by Charles's Clarence House account, which did not edit out the 3 missed shots beforehand. I thought that was an interesting choice. Thanks a lot, Dad. And finally, Kate covered some serious ground yesterday, first with a previously unannounced visit to a farm in Northern Ireland, where she held a corn snake, oh no, and fed a baby lamb, that's more like it. From there, the Duchess travelled 300 miles northeast to Aberdeen, Scotland, where she met with locals at the Social Bike Cafe. The 2 visits gave Kate a chance to promote her 5 big questions on the Under 5s survey, which she hopes will help bring about lasting change for children, families and communities in the UK. An impressive day for an impressive lady. And speaking of impressive ladies, joining me now, People Senior News Editor Erin Hill is back. Erin, how are you?
I'm great. Great to be here.
It's great to see you. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Queen's oldest grandson, Peter Phillips, he and his wife Autumn have announced that they're getting a divorce. Sad news here. What are your sources telling you?
Yeah, it is, and they're saying just that while this is sad, they are splitting very amicably. They have informed the family, and you know their main focus right now is co-parenting their 2 children, Savannah, who's 9, and Isla, who's 7.
Peter is actually a child of divorce. His parents got divorced in 1992. Princess Anne, of course, and Captain Mark Phillips. Any word on their reaction towards this news or a response from the Queen?
Yeah, we're actually hearing that they did inform the Queen and other family members of their split last year. So this is several months in the making, and that while they are all very sad about this, they are 100% supportive of their decision to co-parent their children, and that is the focus, yeah.
Got it. Well, moving on to more cheery news. Let's talk about Harry and Meghan's recent trip to Miami. Last Thursday, the Sussexes attended a private JP Morgan event, which was held at a restaurant inside the One Hotel in South Beach. What we know for sure is that both Harry and Meghan gave speeches, and they were seated at a table alongside A-Rod and J-Lo just 4 days after J-Lo rocked the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, unlike a typical royal event, there was no press, no photos, no video, and no official record of the evening either, which has led to a lot of rumors, as you might expect, and a lot of speculation. So this really is the perfect subject for our brand new segment we're calling The Royal Buzz. Okay, so here's how it works. I'm going to ask you 5 questions that have royal watchers buzzing right now. You have 90 seconds. That's it. To answer all 5 questions, are you ready, Erin?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. First question. Rumor or fact, Harry and Meghan were paid $1 million for their appearance? Go.
This is a rumor. I mean, there have been numbers thrown around from 500,000 to million to even 5 million.
Wow.
But both the Palace and JP Morgan, they're not commenting on this. So for now, it's a rumor.
Got it. Number 2, rumor or fact, Harry and Meghan took the JP Morgan private jet to Miami?
This is also a rumor because the Palace and JP Morgan, they aren't commenting on this. Of course, it's such a hot button topic for them because there have been controversy in the past of them using private planes in light of the fact that they're very outspoken about environmentalism.
The carbon footprint.
Right.
So number 3, let's do it. Was this appearance a violation of Harry and Meghan's new arrangement as detailed by the Palace just last month?
Because we haven't heard any statements from the Queen or the royal family or any palace sources on behalf of this, we can think this is a rumor, that it's not in violation of anything. This is all still so, moving very fluidly to figure out what they're going to do now as they've exited from royal life. And in a year's time, when the Queen kind of reviews things, maybe that'll change. But for now, all right, it's clear.
30 seconds. Number 4, we've read reports that Harry and Meghan came in through a side entrance, left before dessert. 0 photos have leaked. Why was there so much secrecy around their appearance?
Because this was a private event. This was not a public royal event. Everyone there was sort of under the assumption that this is private, a lot of security involved, so we weren't going to see any photos or anything.
Okay, just a few seconds left. Number 5, finally, what did Harry and Meghan and A-Rod and J-Lo talk about?
Wow, I mean, J-Lo coming off of her Super Bowl appearance, I'm sure Meghan and Harry watched.
There goes the buzzer. But one of my questions ran on long, so I'm going to let you finish.
Also knowing that Harry and Meghan are going to be spending some time in LA this summer, maybe they talked about that, kind of sharing some tips.
Are they the new Fab Four, I wonder?
I mean, that's a dream.
Could it be? That was amazing, Erin. Great job with our maiden voyage of the Royal Buzz. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll see you again soon. All right, we have to take a short break now, but first, Max is going to tell us what's coming up next. Welcome back to the Royal Report. Joining us now, People Senior Style Editor Brittany Talarico is here with us. We missed you, Brittany.
I missed you guys. I'm so excited to be back.
Max and I are so excited
I'm
to have you here.
I'm so excited to meet Max. This is great.
Yeah,
I love the set.
he is
Feels
too.
great.
Now, before we dive in, since this is our first official show of the year, lots to talk about. But first, let's take a look at the best royal fashion of 2020 so far. Meghan stepped out for her first and only official event on January 7th in London to visit Canada House. She sported a Massimo Dutti midi skirt and sweater, which combined retail for about $190. What a steal. Kate made her first appearance on January 15th for a day of events in Bradford. She wore a dark green coat by her go-to designer Alexander McQueen with a $21 black and white Zara dress underneath. Impeccable. Kate was in Birmingham on January 21st for the first stop on her 24-hour UK tour promoting her new childhood development survey. She wore a $380 chevron blouse from Tabitha Webb and black trousers from Jigsaw. Love that. Kate finished her tour on January 22nd with a series of events throughout Wales. She shined in a black turtleneck paired with a $38 leopard midi skirt from Zara and Ralph Lauren boots. She also sported a camel-coloured coat from Massimo Dutti. She was out again in London on January 27th to attend the UK Holocaust Memorial Day ceremony, looking gorgeous in a grey Catherine Walker coat dress, right there featuring a belt and black collar. The Duchess stepped out February 2nd with William this time for a date night to the BAFTAs. Yeah, she was all glam in a cream and gold Alexander McQueen gown embroidered with hibiscus flowers. So stunning. Attendees were asked to make sustainable fashion choices and Kate didn't disappoint. No, she first wore this dress back in 2012. Kate was back in Wales with William on February 4th for a day of engagement. She sported a $65 red Zara dress with a navy coat from Hobbs. And finally, Kate was back out this past Tuesday to visit an armed forces rehab center with William and her in-laws. She looked regal in a black Alexander McQueen military-style jacket and skirt. Brittany, such a fun look back on 2020 so far. So many great outfits.
So many great outfits. I'm so happy to be back.
Just one for Meghan, though. Just one official outing for Meghan. Let's talk about her look first.
One outfit for Meghan, but it's a great one. It's an accessible one. It's an affordable one, which is so exciting. She's
190.
wearing 190 combined. She's wearing this great satin midi skirt from Massimo Dutti. It's awesome. It's a great satin material, a midi hemline, very on trend, $117.
Amazing.
And she paired it with a sweater top for $69. The whole look, it looks awesome. And Massimo Dutti's a fast fashion type brand, very similar to like a Zara or an Aritzia. So we know she likes to pull from these trendy places, which is so fun to see.
Absolutely.
Max likes it too.
Max does. and speaking of trends, she's really sort of put her own twist on the monochromatic trend, hasn't she, for 2020?
Yeah, she really has. So she pairs this look with a great camel coat from Reese, which is $450, and a pair of Jimmy Choos from her closet. And they're all in that camel brownish tones. It's a fun look, and it's a good way to wear monochrome because if you're scared to just wear one bright color, if you kind of keep it all in the same family, it looks like really on trend and fashionable. And she's a big fan of the monochrome look, as we know.
Absolutely, and a warm look as well.
Warm look and her bronzy makeup, it all just tied in together so well. You know, she's at a Canada House, she looked gorgeous. Her hair, that perfect blowout. It's a look that I want to recreate, like, today, tomorrow, whenever.
So let's talk about Kate, because Kate has been all over the UK from the beginning of the year, and she's been working it. She's been working that style. What's your favorite so far?
I have to say my favorite was her day out in Wales with William. I loved this look, that beautiful navy coat, the red Zara dress. She, again, is wearing fast fashion, wearing Zara. We've seen her in a lot of Zara. She had that leopard skirt from Zara, this red Zara dress, $65, which is awesome. She paired it with a really nice navy Hobbs coat, which is a little more expensive. That's $625. Great Stuart Weitzman boots, $675, and her really fun Beulah heart scarf, which was a great kind of part of the look. I love the color.
I love the scarf. She knows how to accessorize,
She
doesn't
does, and that mulberry bag. I love the color combos, the navy, the red, the black. She just looked so chic. And what you can see, she has a necklace on if you look close, and it has her kids' initials on it.
Oh, wow.
So she's been so busy out so much, but she's still kind of keeping the kids close, which I love.
Absolutely. Now Kate is a true master of blending the high brands with the lower brands, and she's bringing that trend into 2020.
She
a big one for her.
It's something we can all relate to. She has these great statement pieces, these coats and shoes that she'll wear again and again, so they have a higher price tag, but there's a lot of rewear there with that stuff. And then she just goes to Zara, you know, and find some trends that she really likes, that great red dress. You know, I love to see her mixing it up. It's very relatable. And if you want to invest in those kind of statement pieces, that's a great place to spend your money.
She nails it every time.
And the scarf, like I said, Valentine's Day is coming up. Really
fun. Would be perfect for tomorrow. Yeah. Now, Brittany, I don't know if you know that Max right here is quite the fashionista. And he likes shoes as well. Max. I asked him earlier his thoughts on his favorite look of 2020 so far. Take a look.
Oh, can't wait to see.
So there you have it. Max has spoken.
Max has spoken. Team Meghan. He loves a bargain. I love that.
All that hard work, you deserve a piece of cheese. Catch.
Yay!
There you go. Good
Happy to
boy.
have you, Max.
It's been great to have you.
I'm so happy to be back. This is so fun.
Always so fun. I will see you again really soon.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back with a look at one of Princess Diana's greatest love stories. Welcome back, everyone. Now, as Max is well aware, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. You're ready, aren't you, boy? So for this week's installment of the Diana Diaries, we're remembering one of her great romances.
The news is all about Prince Charles, heir to the throne, and Princess Diana. They have separated, officially.
By the fall of 1995, Diana and Charles had been separated for nearly 3 years. That September, while visiting friends at Royal Brompton Hospital, Diana met a handsome 35-year-old heart surgeon named Hasnat Khan.
Diana and Hasnat had a sort of cinematic meeting. It took place in the hospital where Dr. Khan worked as a surgeon, and Diana was visiting a friend there, and in fact, her friend's husband was being rushed through the hospital by Dr. Khan, and they kind of laid eyes on each other. And Diana saw this very dashing, handsome young surgeon, and he barely noticed her, which was something Diana was not accustomed to.
So I think that must have made him infinitely, like to any woman, more appealing. And I'm sure for Princess Diana, that had never happened, where somebody didn't instantly kind of go, oh my goodness, you're Princess Diana.
I found a very normal person. A normal person with great qualities, and of course there's some, personal drawbacks like we have, like habits, for example. And I think she did a great work for the country and for people all over the world.
Diana quickly created a cover story so she could visit the hospital every day for the next 3 weeks.
She planted a story with one of the tabloids telling them that, she was visiting sick patients there just to kind of deflect interest in the real reason she was visiting. Of course, Diana did visit sick patients around the world, and that was a huge passion for her. But in this case, she was also clearly pursuing Hasnat Khan.
I mean, who doesn't love like a surgeon that's that handsome, like he's off a kind of TV soap, who's performing open heart surgery, and you go and watch him and he's doing like heroic things. It ticked every box for her that she loved because he was helping people. She loved to help people. So it was an amazing combination.
Diana described Hasnat Khan as Mr. Wonderful. I asked him if he thought he's lived up to that title.
Not really. I'm just any sort of guy who likes his profession.
Diana was clearly smitten with Hasnat Khan, but the question was, how would she go about dating him? She's the most famous woman on the planet, and she's still officially married to the future King of England.
So, as anyone can imagine, Diana and Hasnat Khan cannot go out on regular date nights, right? They would be relentlessly, sadly pursued. And so they had to find kind of stealth ways of meeting up. And one of those ways was for Hasnat to meet Diana at her home, which was Kensington Palace in London. And these dates would be very low-key.
There was a real sort of teenager feel to it. There were things like, cigarettes, leftover Kentucky Fried Chicken packets. Like, you never imagined Princess Diana having takeout or doing those kind of teenager in love things. But I think it came at a point in her life where she just really relished having her normality back. I think because she got married so young, she never really had that real teenager, heady feeling of being in love.
Kensington Palace was protecting them from the paparazzi, but Diana and Hasnat both knew they couldn't hide out forever.
Diana truly loved Hasnat Khan, and she wanted to be able to have a life with him. But he felt that her fame, the brutal press attention, the restrictions from the royal family would make it untenable for them to be able to have a lasting marriage.
Hasnat Khan was a deeply private person, and despite his love and affection for Diana, he didn't want a public life.
So at one point, he suggested that the only way that they could really make it work would be to leave England behind, start a new life in his homeland, which was Pakistan, and Diana considered it. Diana at one point even met with Hasnat's family in Pakistan during one of her visits.
She really liked the days she spent here, I think.
And meeting your family, That must have been a special moment for her and for them.
I think it definitely was for my family, and I think she enjoyed the afternoon tea with them.
I think they both knew that it couldn't really happen. She couldn't go and live in Pakistan as, the surgeon's wife and still be mother to Harry and William and still keep her public commitments and still do that. It just tragically couldn't happen.
By the end of June 1997, the nearly 2-year romance was over.
Ultimately, the two of them reached a stalemate because Diana's life was what it was in the spotlight, and Hasnat was not willing to compromise his privacy for her. So they were not able to work through that, despite the fact that they deeply cared for each other.
Only 2 months after the breakup, Diana was gone.
Among the hundreds inside Westminster Abbey, Hasnat Khan, the man Diana's friends called the love of her life, looks on. Wearing the sunglasses she'd given him as a gift, his gaze lingers on her coffin as it's borne away.
Hasnat Khan refused to speak publicly about the relationship for more than a decade, until a 2008 interview with the Sunday Telegraph.
Hasnat Khan has only ever spoken about Diana really one time. And this was coming after the inquest into her death. He sort of came out and said, listen, this is the only time I'm gonna speak. I'm doing it now so that everyone hopefully will leave me alone forevermore. And when he did finally speak, what he said was, I'm full of admiration and respect for Diana. He talked about her humanitarian work. He did not reveal a single personal detail about their relationship because that was something that was really sacred to him.
I hope it settles all the questions which have been asked. And for me, I think it's important that this is the end of it, and people can move on. And because it just keeps coming back, every year, or sometimes twice a year. And I think that's what I would like to see. This inquest will establish an end to it.
The Royal Report will be right back. Welcome back. Now it's time for our social media minute.
Hi Sharon, just because we've been on a hiatus doesn't mean I haven't been tracking the best royal social posts. I'm thrilled to be back and sharing these moments from the past week with you. Cue Big Ben and start timing now. Last Thursday, the Queen marked the anniversary of her ascension to the throne with this video on the royal family's Instagram page. She became monarch on February 6, 1952, at just 25 years old, and this video featured footage of her first official engagement as queen. So cool to flash back to such a historic moment. Last Friday, Princess Eugenie shared this adorable throwback photo of a young Princess Beatrice in honor of her wedding date being announced. Eugenie got married in 2018, and she's clearly so happy and excited for her older sister. I can't wait to see her dress. Last Saturday, the Kensington Royal page posted this video of Prince William and British soccer players chatting about the importance of mental health with the hashtag #KickOffAConversation. All football matches from this past weekend and this upcoming one will be dedicated to the Heads Up campaign in the hopes of starting conversations about mental health. Love that William is bringing attention to such a worthy cause. And finally, this past Tuesday, the Clarence House Instagram page posted this funny video of William getting a little help and encouragement from his dad during a visit to an armed forces rehab center. What a special father-son moment between the two future kings. That's your social media minute for this week. Back to you, Sharon.
Thanks, Gillian. That was Gillian Fleischman, our social media correspondent. Great work as always. Well, it's been another great week for Royal Watchers. I want to thank my adorable co-host Max right here. You can follow him at Max the Corgi NYC. And remember, follow People on Twitter to watch the latest episodes of The Royal Report, streaming every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm Sharon Carpenter. Ta-ta. Till next time.